What's up, everybody? This your boy Iron Man. I'm back out here on the bike. This right here, well, let me give you a little introduction. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos, I'll let you know that I am Iron Man. It was a name given to me by the club that I'm riding for. I am Prospect of the Twin City Sons of Thunder out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So when you become a prospect of a club, the hierarchy, president, vice president, road captain, you name it, they all decide and give you a road name. So my road name was Iron Man. It's because of my helmet. I got all the gadgets. That's for another video, okay? So that's who I am. You can also follow me on Instagram at DJMMC322. I post a lot of our videos from there. Also, you can follow me on TikTok. TikTok is where most of my content will be going, and a lot of my quality videos will be uploaded on TikTok. Also YouTube, because I'm uploading these videos in 4K. So TikTok and YouTube will be my quality videos. Instagram is just remnants of the videos that I post on those platforms. So let's get into the point of this video. As you see, I'm out riding, enjoying the bike. This is a series of videos that I'm making on my YouTube channel, is how to ride a motorcycle. And I'm giving you my experience of how I did it. So yeah, I got my first, this would be the 5 tips on how to buy a motorcycle, how to ride a motorcycle. So when you start your motorcycle journey, where do you start? You know, how do you know what you want? Like, what do you go to look for? You know. So me personally, I started on YouTube. I watched a lot of videos, what bikes to get, what's a good thing, how to do this and that. A little bumps along the way, but you know that comes. That's the purpose of this video. I want to help people who starting to learn how to ride bikes and don't make the same mistakes that I made, because I made a doozy mistake in the beginning and it almost cost me. So my first tip of 5 is, when you decide you want to buy a motorcycle, first thing you need to do is go to your local school, either the dealership or community college or something with a certified MSF course. That should be your first hurdle that you need to go through. That should be it. Before you even go to the dealership and looking at bikes, before your friend tells you, hey man, this is the bike you need to get, this bike is awesome. Before any of that, you need to go do the MSF course, because that course will tell you everything you need to know about how to control, maintain, and survive on this motorcycle. So that's tip 1. First tip out the way. MSF course, number 1. Number 2 on this tips list is what type of motorcycle do you want? Have you done the research? Have you looked? Do you have that friend that says, hey man, this bike is awesome? What kind of bike does he ride? Or her? It could be a female. There's a lot of bikers that are females right now. It's getting pretty popular. Thumbs up to all the biker females out there. You guys are killing it. So what kind of bike do they have? What interests you? Now don't get into the whole, oh, so-and-so said that I need a starter bike, I'm gonna get a 250 or 500 or 600, etc. You name it, they say it. Get what you want. Go figure out what you want. The bike that calls out to you. When you walk into the dealership, the bike that calls you out, that's the bike that you should get. Don't worry about how big it is. Don't worry about how small it is. Don't worry about how fast it is. Don't worry about what it looks like. As long as it it sparks your interest and you want to ride that bike, get it. Now that depends on what type of bike are you for. Do you want a sport bike? Do you want a crotch rocket? You know? Do you want a cruiser? Do you want a dirt bike? Do you want a trike? You want a three-wheel? Do you want a spider? Do you want a full-fledged bagger? Do you want a... What other bikes are there? There's a sport bike, cruiser, bagger. You know, you name it. There's a bike out there for everybody. You just gotta find which one calls out to you. So once you figure that out, that is step number 2. What type of bike do you want? Alright? So that brings us to, you got it, step number 3. What do I do in the bike buying process? When you walk into that dealership, now you have an idea of what bike you want to get, right? You've already covered that step, right? So now you know what bike you want. You've kind of got an idea of the type of bike, and you might have already seen that bike that called out to you. So now you go up in the dealership and you're like, hey, I want this bike. They run your credit, you know what I'm saying? You got the down payment, your payments is good for the month. You're figuring it all out. You're working down the paperwork and you're financing. Or if you got big money cash, you dropping 20 grand on your favorite bike. That's cool. More power to you. However you decide to buy that motorcycle, you did it. Congratulations. Now, within this tip right here, make sure either if it's a used bike or a new bike, make sure you put full coverage on the bike. I don't care how much it costs. I don't care how much people say, oh, you might not need it, or it might not be worth it, or whatever. You decide to buy a motorcycle, you got the money to pay for full coverage, period. Alright? Because that's going to save you in the long run. We'll talk about that in a whole nother video. That's step 3. Make sure you put full coverage on the bike you get. Alright? That brings us to the next step. Step 4. What you want to do here is now you got the bike. Well, let's back it up. Now you did your MSF class. You figured out what kind of bike you want. You got the bike now. You got insurance on it. Now we go into step 4. Step 4 is, do you got gear? What type of gear do you want? This should also be in your what you call it? You know what I'm saying? Your information. Biker. This should also be in your research. What type of gear do you want? Now that also depends on what type of bike you bought. That's a whole nother story. But like I said, full gear. You want your helmet? Make sure your helmet is DOT approved. Make sure you got a smoke visor for the daytime. Make sure you got a clear visor for at night. I have a Bell I forget what you call it. It's a Bell Deluxe, or I don't know. It's a Bell helmet, but it's a special type of Bell. But it focuses on these visors. My visor transitions between daytime and nighttime. And the daytime, as you see, it goes smoke, and it depends on how much UV rays comes through and light passes through, it gets darker. As the sun disappears, it gets light. So I don't have to worry about transitioning between visors. I know a lot of people carry their dark and light visors with them in their saddlebags. That's cool. If you want a full blacked out visor during the daytime, cool. Just make sure you got that backup for at nighttime in your saddlebag. So yeah, your helmet. Make sure you got some gloves. Alright? Make sure you got long pants. Don't get on your bike. You're new, okay? Don't get on your bike with shorts and flip-flops. Alright? You're gonna mess some things up. Period. We don't even need to go into that. Think about how hot the bike gets. Think about what's on the right side. You got 2 exhaust pipes coming out of the right side headed to the back. Do you really want your leg to rub against that while you're riding? While you're stopping at a red light? While you're stopping at a stop sign? Any type of things? Do you want that? Nah, it's gonna burn like crazy. Alright? And last but not least, make sure you got some boots. Good riding boots. I got some Harley Davidson boots. They're pretty dope. They go all the way up. They cover my ankles. And they do what it's gotta do. And during the summer, as you see, I don't have a jacket on, but I do have a vest. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, you can have a jacket. I mean, if it's hot outside, I don't see you wearing a jacket. That's another reason why my name is Iron Man. When I pulled up to the club the first day I got my bike, I had full gear on: jacket, helmet, gloves, boots, pants. My jacket had armor in it. You know what I mean? Like I was decked out. So I can't wait till it gets cool so I can wear my full gear. It's too hot for all of that right now. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you're not gonna wear, if it's hot in the summertime still and you want to get your bike, just be careful. The MSF course shows you how to maintain your bike and how to ride properly. So hopefully by the time you get to this step of buying your gear, you're gonna still need to get full gear because it's gonna get cold, obviously. And full gear is good if you're gonna ride the highway for long distances. So either way, you're gonna go ahead and buy what you need. You know what I mean? Just keep it in the closet until it gets nice enough to wear it, cool enough to wear it. All right. So that's number 4. Gear. What type of gear you got? All right. So that leaves us to number 5. Can you guess what number 5 is right now? I give you a pause. Try to think about what number 5 is. So we got number 1, the MSF course. We got number 2, what type of bike you want. We got number 3, buying your bike and putting on insurance. We got number 4, gear. Make sure you got gear. So that brings us to number 5. Just have fun out there, guys. Don't be reckless. Number 5 is to be smart. Don't get out here doing crazy stuff. Learn. Do what you got to do to gain knowledge on this bike, because this is dangerous out here. It can be fun and it can also be dangerous. So take your time and learn everything you need to learn. After your MSF class, now you got your bike, you got your gear, you know what I mean, you got your insurance. So now what you got to do is just get out there and find some more ways to learn. Find another advanced class. Look up your local police department. They may have a bike safe class for you. That class is usually free if it's through the police department. Go pay some money and go get an advanced course on your motorcycle. Learn this bike, because knowledge is power. You know what I mean? So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching my video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And I am Iron Man.